talked, along with these types of conversations, we talked about the importance of listening well, because most people in their lives enjoy being heard and listened to, and most of us are not listened to as much as we would like to be. So I think that's a really important, sorry, there's some road noise here by me right now. But I think that's a really important thing we can offer to our clients, is listening to them really well. And as part of my teaching work, listening is one of the things that I teach. And it can be a hard thing to teach because there's not a lot of concrete, actionable steps that you can take to be a better listener. And I think especially creative people tend to be really empathetic and want to listen well. And when we don't, it's not because we don't care. It's because there are like really human things that become barriers to listening. Like sometimes there's background noise, like there was just road noise there, right? Which prevented everyone from listening well. And one of the big ones is we think about what we're going to say in response to someone instead of focusing on what they're saying. So one of the techniques I offer is, it comes from meditation, but you can just kind of ground yourself by focusing on little details of the other person. So you might focus on their mouth, or focus on their glasses, or a button on their shirt or something. And you can even do that over Zoom. It's a little bit harder over Zoom, but it still works. And then there are things you can do to show the other person that you're listening. So we call them back channel cues. And you can, if you don't have mute on, if it's just you in a smaller interaction, you can do these little nonverbal utterances that we tend to do these on the phone a lot. So you'll say, yeah. And that you don't have to interrupt the conversation, but you can let the other person know, I'm still here, I'm still paying attention. And then we also do these things that we call immediacy behaviors, where we show non-verbally that we're paying attention. So you will, lean forward if we're really interested in a conversation, or you might like tilt your head a little bit, or make eye contact. Although eye contact is really weird on Zoom because I can't focus on the camera. I'm not entirely sure if it's the green light or the little dot on my computer. I don't know which one it is. And then what else is an immediacy behavior?
It's the green light.
Smiling. It's the green light?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. So yeah, so see, I'm doing it wrong even. Smiling is another one. So little things like that are good ways to show that you're listening, so you can let the person know that you're engaged. And then, and the biggest one is turning your body toward the person. So if you think about when you're really invested in a conversation, you're going to orient your body towards someone. So if I were to go like this, I don't look like I'm paying attention to you guys. But if I turn around like this, right? And some of us I think everybody here is turned toward the camera, but you've probably seen people in Zoom calls who, especially if you have a monitor that's separate from your keyboard, your body's sideways to the camera. And sometimes you can't control that. I mean, we're not in ideal situations here, but if you can control that, right, it helps make the client feel like you're listening to them.
There are a lot of people who process while they're speaking more than just sitting quietly. They need to, and just as she was describing, they need to walk through verbally the process of analysis and weighing the pros and cons of making a decision. And when you get a potential client, existing client, or customer who's starting to go into that mode, and they're kind of freely riffing on the different ideas and questions that they have, that's a great sign. That's actually a very good sign.
Yeah. Well, the thing I always caution myself is, because I like to talk a lot, the thing I always caution myself is by saying, ask, don't tell. I try to keep that phrase in the back of my head whenever I'm in an important meeting, because I know that my nervousness will automatically make me want to talk more. And I've done a bit of reading about that. And apparently it is the human condition that when we're nervous, we are more likely to talk than not. And so we have to just be aware of the fact that that's one of the situations that's just a part of being a human being. And so kind of guarding against our natural need to talk to fill the air, if you will.